Come and stand here, and I want to speak about your part in this and everything. How many of you here know Chuck and Terry? How many of you love Terry and you're learning to love Chuck?
Well said.
What did I say? What was I prophesying? Oh, Chuck is prayer on nitrous oxide. Isn't that what I said recently? Lord, mercy. Yeah. Tuesday night of this week, I had a dream, and if you know anything about me, I began about almost 3 years ago now. Probably is 3 years ago now. There's this angel that I had an encounter with in December of 2015 in West Memphis, Arkansas. I saw this angel standing on I-55 and I-40, left foot on I-40, right foot on I-55. That's where those two interstates come together. And this angel would decree down I-40 toward Little Rock, not to Little Rock, toward Little Rock. It went on beyond. And then it would swing on its right foot and it would decree up I-55 toward St. Louis on beyond. And very interesting angel, had a very royal purple glow about it. You could tell this angel had a lot of authority. We have an intercessory group in Jonesboro, Arkansas that prays for Sue and I. We have several different levels of prayer groups, but they're part. And 2 weeks before this meeting in West Memphis, they had been praying for the meeting and praying for me, and God told them, said, Clay's going to have an encounter with the angel that guards the justice gate. Well, they had not, they're very mature intercessors, so they didn't tell me what God had told them, which I like that. And so I have this encounter. So now this angel, I keep saying he comes in my dream, is in my dreams, and this angel many times in the dreams speaks to me. So this week on Tuesday night, this angel was in my dream, and this is what he said. He said, the ecclesia is moving. Now, let me make sure, because I don't know everybody here, the ecclesia is a legislative branch of the church.
Yeah.
Not everybody that comes on Sunday is ecclesia.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. I think everybody is called to a function, but you have to mature. Like Ann said a while ago, you have to mature into it. You know, the prophetic. The prophetic is growing in this area, I feel like. I've been to, 2 now, Gathering of the Eagles, I think it's 2. And I thought this year was a lot stronger than last year. You know, I feel. So anyway, this is what the angel said. The ecclesia is moving from glory to glory and faith to faith and beachhead to beachhead. Yeah. It impacted me. See, a beachhead is the first initiative that goes in so other things, so more development can follow. And I find it very interesting that of all places in Arkansas that God could have moved me to, when we get all these words that we were to acquire land in Arkansas, he moved me to Omaha.
Of all places. Good.
It has a little something to do with the beachhead.
Sure does.
But anyway, I'm not saying Omaha is the beachhead. I think people, they just chose a beach to come in on, but it was those men that made it a beachhead. And many of those men died. Gave their life. And so I'm saying all that because I want you to know that this prayer movement, now I'm going to say this is my opinion. How many of you have opinions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm entitled to one. This is my opinion. I don't know anywhere in the United States that the level of prayer is more intense than it is here in this area. Now, I'm not telling you it's not some other places. I'm just not aware of them. It's very, very intense what's going on here. And we're thankful to this couple.
Amen.
For beachheading it,
Amen.
spearheading it,
They
You know, they're, you know, and look, Shane's over here, Brian's a part of it, Rusty's a part of it. We go around the room and pull people out that's a part of it. But don't you love Chuck and Terry's passion?
Yes.
You know, John Maxwell says, yeah. John Maxwell says that passion is a leader's greatest strength. Don't you think about that?
Yeah.
You know, maybe I don't like the Cleveland Browns, but if I'm over to Rusty's house and he's watching them play and he's passionate about it, how many of you know that passion will affect me? Before long, I'm going to get in there cheering with him, maybe jumping up and down on Belinda's couch. I only said that because my wife, Susan, and I were in Florida quite a few years ago now, the night of the Super Bowl. We flew in to be in the meeting the next day, and the night of the Super Bowl, and I thought we were going to get thrown out of our hotel rooms when the Saints were playing, and the Manning boy was the last one, and you know, with that, she was up on the bed jumping up and down, cheering them on, and everything with that and stuff. But passion is contagious. Don't you think about it? And there's passion in these prayer meetings that are taking place. And we're so thankful that God has brought us into relational alignment with Rusty and Belinda and Chuck and Terry and everybody up here, you know, with it. Every one of you, we're with it. But I want to close with saying this. God is establishing a beachhead here, a beachhead of prayer. And quite a few years ago, I think it was probably 2011, we had a guest minister in speaking in South Haven, Mississippi, Sharon Nesbitt, you know her. She was speaking, and I got up I didn't interrupt her, but I righteously interrupted her. And I began to cry out, and I said, Lord, I ask you for 300 churches within 100 miles that will take on the responsibility of bringing change. And we're still very connected down in the Memphis area where we have a congregation and we love them, and you know, I'm 5 hours away, but I'm still the apostle to them, or an apostle to them, however that you say it. But here's something that I've come to understand in the last year of us living here. I cry that out down there, but many times I'm ahead of my time. And I know God had to move me here. And so if we've been here this 168 hours, I found myself several times saying, God, and this is what I said, give us 300 churches within 300 miles of the Ephesus. As I look back over 40 years of ministry, 59 nations of the world, 30 Bible colleges established. I'm not boasting myself. And I look back on it, I have a question. Everything that I've seen God do, I have a question. What if I would have spent that 40-some years in one place, not traveling over the world? I don't believe I was out of the will of God, but just think about it. If I would have spent the last 40-some years here in the Ozarks, developing people as I've done around the world, as God had used me around the world. And this question is, could it become a company of people that can change the nation? And I believe the answer is yes. And I just want to say to all of you, you're that people.
Yes, we are.
And we're honored that God has joined us, to Chuck and Terry, to Rusty and Belinda, to all of you here. I start naming names, I leave people out, but to all of you. But I want to commend you. This last 168 hours was monumental. Should the Lord tarry, I believe people will talk about this in 40 years. You know, I don't, you might have it figured out when he's coming, I don't. Okay. I've got it figured out how it's going to work. He instructed us to occupy till he comes, and when he comes, I'm his. And maybe your eschatology is perfected. Mine's not. I'm still kind of groping my way along. I know he's coming. I know I belong to him. And I know he instructed us to occupy. Well, I want to say to those of you in this room, watching by streaming, you're occupying. And you've made God.